No, that's okay. That's even better yet. It's a little background, little thing. We're here today to interview Dr. Richard Pursuti, who has had air purifying systems, Breathe Easy air purifier in his home and his facilities since 2002. Dr. Pursuti, could you please tell us what happened with the first installation in your home, and then you can go ahead and tell us about your facilities and the patients that you have gone ahead and referred to us.
Okay. In my home, actually, when we moved into our home in 2001, my wife developed a cough. And we had established through ENTs and other doctor visits that it was a mold allergy. Through my air conditioning contractor, I learned that there was a product that could be installed in the air conditioning system that could possibly alleviate the mold spores in the home. This person put me in contact with Carlos with air purifying systems, and we had the ultraviolet light installed in our air conditioning system. And within a matter of probably 2 to 3 weeks, my wife's cough started decreasing in intensity. And over the course of 6 months, it all but cleared up, except for the things that stimulate her, which newspaper, etc. But as far as the home is concerned, it looks as though, or it seemed as though the air purifying ultraviolet light did take care of the mold spores that were in the system, so that her cough decreased enormously in quantity and in quality.
After that, we went ahead and we put units into your prior offices because of your staff also coughing.
Well, not only that, but once I saw that it could remove the mold spores in the environment, we have a lot of asthmatics that we take care of. And of course, the last thing I wanted to do in a building such as this, where air conditioning systems may not be maintained as they should be, the last thing I want to do is stimulate an asthmatic that comes into the office with problems, with allergies. I didn't want to stimulate them with mold spores. So we wanted to make sure that the mold spore content of the building was, of our office anyway, was the least it could possibly be, so that that allergen would not stimulate our asthmatics.
Great, I'm glad to hear that. At the same time, you have referred us to many of your patients. What we found, we did get phone calls from them to tell us thank you, that their children were feeling better. And in fact, quite a few of the parents were also noticing changes in their homes. Could you elaborate a little bit on some of your patients that have you seen improvements in their respiratory or their frequency of seeing you?
As far as frequency, I would imagine that there are a lot of allergens that stimulate our asthmatics. Mold in the home is one thing I try to get rid of, and one thing we can easily get rid of with the ultraviolet light. Now, there are some pros and cons, because there are people who obviously do their homework, go on the internet, and find out that the ozone that's produced by the ultraviolet light, some of them feel it's detrimental. But as we all know, there is natural ozone outside, and the ozone produced by this light is less than the natural ozone that's on our Earth that we inhale on a daily basis. And I believe that's true, right?
Yes.
So that the amount of ozone that's produced by this ultraviolet light is not the type that would be detrimental to the cilia of the lungs. And that's something that I was very, I needed to understand because I didn't want to cause more harm than the asthmatics already had. So that at this point, I'm secure, I feel secure that the amount of ozone produced is much less than the EPA states is detrimental to the cilia of the lungs. And I did refer a lot of the asthmatic patients so that at least they don't have the allergen of mold spores in their home.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that one other thing that I feel is very important for those people who like to do cooking in their home, don't necessarily have exhaust fans. It does a great job of removing odors from cooking, especially fish odors, etc. So that my wife loves to cook, and after cooking fish in the home, the ultraviolet light seems to remove that odor within a matter of hours, which is a plus for our home.
Okay. Going back to your home again, as you just said, have you noticed less dust in your home also?
Well, we don't open up the windows very often, so that there is less dust in our home. The filters that are supplied by the air purifying systems company do a better job of removing, as the air is circulating, removing the dust. So that yes, we do have probably less dust than we had prior to the system being installed.
Okay, Dr. Pasuti, we really want to thank you for this interview, and should we have any customers that would, or anyone that would like to contact you, could they feel free to contact you?
Absolutely,
Thank
absolutely.
And
My name is
oh, sorry. Yeah, when I go like that, just go ahead and start.
My name is Dr. Richard Pasuti. The name of our corporation here is Coral Springs Holistic Pediatrics. We're located on 33rd Street, Northwest 33rd in Coral Springs, next door to Coral Springs Hospital. And we practice hopefully a type of pediatrics that is more beneficial to the patient, not treating symptoms, but treating the patient as a whole.